Hey Fab friends, we are here for FAB Check with Mission Catwalk winner Aaron Moneer, and we're going to talk about his signature lattice work, his trip to Paris, and everything that he's been contributing to Caribbean fashion, but specifically Caribbean luxury fashion. Aaron, are you ready?
Yeah, pretty much.
Aaron, you know we're going to put that one in right. First question, craft or concept, what leads?
I think craft, because before you think about doing a concept, you have to know how to go about doing it. So that's why I would say craft.
And so let's dive into the lattice work. So we know that the lattice work was your signature, especially for Mission Catwalk. How has it changed your life? I mean, the craft in itself, how has it changed your life?
So Mission Catwalk taught me to dig deeper as a designer, because I think anybody could make a garment, but that lattice really hit the nail for me, because persons could get outfits anyway, but they wanted that lattice on it.
Yeah, I love the lattice work, like on any piece. And guys, you know I'm wearing Aaron today, of course, but the lattice work for me is a hit, and I'm so glad to see it on Catwalk. Tell us about Paris. Like, how was it received there?
Honestly, I enjoyed being in Paris more than the actual event, because I think we could do an event like that even better. But it's the name Paris because that's where fashion was more or less created, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I think in terms of the whole idea of the fashion week, we could definitely do that here.
Okay, guys, so you're hearing it from Aaron. We can do a fabulous Caribbean fashion week. So let's go on. One word to describe your design language.
Caribbean chic.
Yes. So guys, if you don't know, Aaron's fashion is considered to be one of our premier Caribbean luxury brands, and that brings us now to materials. Linen or silk?
Definitely linen. I think silk is hard to work with.
Tell us that backstory with linen and your love affair with it, really.
So first, I'll give you a story. So first, a few years ago, I used to do a lot of pop-ups, and back then I would use a lot of chiffon and materials that were affordable to me back then. And ladies would come to my rack and say, why don't you try cotton and linen? The moment you do it, I'll buy something from you. And I remember a day I was hesitant because I don't know how people will react to it. And I did a cotton dress. And that same day, I got like 6 orders for the same dress. So I was like, okay, I need to switch. People want linen, people want cotton.
I think what you've been able to do, I remember when my mom used to wear linen, like she would go to Port of Spain and there would be stores like in those strip malls there. And I think you've elevated the fabric on another level. Caribbean luxury means what to you?
To me, Caribbean luxury is linen, is silk, is cotton, is nice fitted flowy garments, is colors. To me, you should be able to see an outfit on the international stage or anywhere in the world and say that looks Caribbean, just by the color, the cut. Because I think we have a brand here, we have a statement here, but I think more designers, more Caribbean designers need to break more on the international market, because you would see it happening with African designers, Indian designers, Chinese designers, but how often you see Caribbean designers breaking free? And I think that's something we as Caribbean designers need to start to do more on the international stage. 1 or 2 do it, but how often?
Do you find, and this is going to be one of a side question for me, how is linen and the craftsmanship that you bring, because it's a lot of Caribbean aesthetic, right? How is that being received with younger buyers? Do you find, what is your buyership? Do you have more mature customers? Do you find like a lot of millennials are coming in? How is it being received?
It depends on the style. Like I have a few crop tops that I would see the younger ladies asking for, even the middle-aged ladies, but my clientele is more business class working women.
Okay.
And I think that's my clientele.
Okay.
I see more professional ladies coming to me to get their outfits done, and they want that exclusivity.
Your signature detail everyone recognizes. Tell us about the lattice work. I think this one was the biggest change for you in your career. Tell us about that signature design detail.
So while I was at Mission Catwalk, they were teaching us like design. Design is not just creating a dress, but it's what you could do different to elevate this dress, right? And I was thinking about what can I do, and I was literally playing with ideas in my head. You would notice I have some with the beads. This was something I just experiment on, and when I made it to the finals, I was like, okay, I couldn't just do the simple block lattice which you are accustomed to seeing. I had to elevate it. So it was through trial and error, and I came up with these styles here, and that was the hit. Because it's not something common, it's not something you're accustomed to seeing.
No, we don't see it a lot, but for me, it's the structural process of that. Is it something intricate that you have to sit long hours for? Because luxury fashion is known for craftsmanship, and that's what you bring. You bring a lot of craftsmanship. How long does one of these lattice features take generally?
Before, it would take me probably 3 or 4 days to do a lattice dress. But now I'm able to have at least 1 or 2 workers, and we're able to probably do it in 2 days. Because I would first do these strings, turn them, I might get help to do the beading, so we could, if I know I'm working with a deadline, you can get it done in 2 days. But before, if it was me alone, it might probably take a week.
Wow. So we're gonna get into your process. What is the first thing you think about when you're designing a collection?
So I would think about, what did I do already? What am I yet to do? What can I do different? So like I've noticed I have a lot of dresses, and so for my new collection, I want to change it up a little. Like you can look back at my previous work and say, okay, these are his dress options, but I want more ready to wear, to just slip on and go to an event or go to a party, and with your linen piece. So for my next collection, I definitely want to introduce some new looks, like step away from the dresses just a little,
So Aaron, what's your number one seller? What do you think is one of those designs that you see people buying on repeat?
So I have a dress called the Ruby dress, which is a pledge.
Reality check.
Reality check. I don't know if you move, somehow you move just reality check. Right,
Better?
sorry.
We're just here as the eyes and the ears.
Yes. So Aaron, what is that one dress or that one piece of garment that you feel like your customers buy over and over?
So there's one dress I have noticed for a whole year straight, that was the only dress people was ordering, which is the Ruby dress, which is this long frilled. Okay, I messed up.
That's okay. That's
No.
right. Just say it.
You can go
What
back
is it?
from the Ruby dress.
Okay. So that would be the Ruby dress. Is this long flare frill dress. I have a lattice detail by the neck, and I was shipping that to New York, Washington, all over Caribbean-wise, Jamaica, Barbados, Trinidad. People were ordering it for weddings, and like I remember a time I was on the sewing machine and I was so frustrated.
The Ruby wasn't that Ruby anymore.
Because
Ruby was Ruby.
I was like, I did this for a competition. What now I have to make? I was like, if I had only know how to make this dress a little more easy. Because I remember it was like every month I had was to push out about 6 of those.
Oh my gosh. How hard or easy would it be for you to make like a standardized? Do you think like in the Caribbean we have size standardizations, and is that possible for you in this business?
What I notice, I do a lot of custom. So someone will say they're a medium, but when you fit them, they have a smaller waist than an average, or they have a bigger bust. So putting out a standard size, there are some ladies will fit it perfect, but ladies need what I offer. Custom.
Would you consider what you do resort wear?
For sure, definitely Caribbean luxury resort wear.
And do you think day or night? Do you think your clothes apply more daytime, nighttime? What do you think?
I had a customer from Jamaica once, right? She came in literally the same day she called me. She said, Aaron, I have a black tie event to go to. And I would do resort pieces. So I said, I have this dress that would fit you. She tried it on. She said, okay, I just want a little sleeve because I don't like too much of my arms out. And she made a compliment. She said, Aaron, I've not seen this from a lot of people, but you make linen black tie. She said that's something special.
I will say it again. I think you've just elevated the fabric. Like, I think what we know about linen
Is
like,
resort, beach, brunch, and she told me that.
I've always seen linen rumful. Like, it's always like I've never seen linen as sleek and as smooth and as polished the way that you present it. So I think definitely it's making the fabric just sexy again. Aaron is making linen and that is sexy.
So when now
right?
ladies they would come to me and say they have this dinner to go to. So and you would think this linen dress for a big dinner.
Yeah. There's so much to say about how you.
So I think that is a huge elevation to the fabric.
Yes, it is for sure. The hardest skill to master as a designer.
I would say not everybody could do it. You have to be able to connect with people. Because I think if you don't have that, you don't have a brand. And people would come to me and say, Aaron, I will buy you. For 1 week straight, like 3 customers said the same thing. They say, Aaron, market you a little more.
I agree with that. Mission catwalk. Pressure or preparation?
Preparation.
Preparation.
It was pressuring, but I think it was preparing you. Yeah.
Okay. Sweet, sweet darling in 3 words.
Caribbean luxury at its best.
You heard it here, guys. Caribbean luxury at its best. Paris Fashion Week. Surreal or satisfying?
Satisfying.
A lesson mentorship taught you the hard way.
Don't listen to everything they have to teach you. Sometimes break the rule a little.
I agree with that. But that's the thing. If you know the rules, they're meant to break them, and that's how we get the growth, right? Handcrafted details, obsession or responsibility? Are you obsessed with this lattice work, or you think it your responsibility to bring it forward?
I think as a designer, it's my responsibility to actually put design element into my clothes, or else I would just be making clothes. So I think it's responsibility to have a statement and to continue that statement.
That is very profound, Aaron. The most underrated part of the design process. What do you think is the most underrated part?
I think it's the sewing. Not everybody could do it. And I think stitchers are not appreciated for their craft. I think it's a hard skill to master. After a while, you get better at it, but I think it's underrated.
Agreed.
And most stitchers, because I've been there, always complain about salary, they're not being paid enough.
Do you think it's a difficult skill set for us to find now? Are a lot of young people getting into that industry, or do we have a shortage of labor in that regard?
I think that's a good question. I think in our society, I don't think it's something you find much of. You would find more of the older folks.
Yeah.
Still have the skill.
Because, when we were younger, knowing how to sew was a life skill.
And to me,
growing
up, you would find a stitcher by every other corner. You could always go by the tailor there, the seamstress there. How many do you see now? Few. And then if you do find one, they are loaded with work.
Yeah. So I would think we probably be running into a shortage of labor with regards to actual garment production in Trinidad and Tobago and Caribbean, because people are just not pursuing it anymore. Running a boutique, is it freedom or discipline?
Discipline.
What's the hardest part of running your own designer label in Trinidad and Tobago?
I think you always have to be relevant. It's important to be relevant. sometimes you have to be willing to take your loss. But the hardest part would be keeping up, because you could easily just say, what am I doing? What am I doing this for? Because it's a lot. It's a lot of work. So it's discipline. You have to have discipline. You have to know when I can do it, when I can't do it, because you have responsibilities at the end of the day.
Design rule you refuse to break.
Giving a client an outfit that I know isn't finished properly.
Oh my gosh. Have you ever attempted that?
I might. And I don't feel good about it. Like, for example, a stitch might burst somewhere and you know that stitch burst somewhere, but you know the woman, the client is coming for the dress.
Yeah.
So it might just send off.
Trend you'll never design for. And I don't think that's a question. I don't think you follow trends at all.
No, I've realized over the years I've built a clientele, I've built a standard look for myself with my work, and it's just to elevate from there.
So Aaron, besides you, who is another Caribbean designer you think people should be looking out for? You think we should keep our eyes on, besides you?
Yeah. So I have a friend in Kingston. She does swimwear design, and we talk almost every other day. And what I admire about her, she has 2 kids, and I remember the day before she went into labor, she was still on the sewing machine sewing, and I said to her, Akilia, stop sewing. And she's like, no, the client have to collect it. And what I admire is the drive.
The dedication.
The dedication.
What does she make? Swimsuits?
Swimsuits. So I think she's gonna make it because she has that determination.
Shout out to Akila. Is it Akila?
Akila.
Shout out to Akila. What's the name of her?
Trendy by Akilia.
Okay. Hi. Midnight 2026. This is a very interesting question. Mood in one word.
Midnight is a combination of having ready to wear pieces that person could easily throw on and go. Where my previous work, they have a special event to go to, so now it's like implementing some ready to wear pieces where they could easily throw on to go to a quick brunch with a friend, or even to go to the mall.
And this is our final question. Caribbean fashion is?
Luxury.
I agree with that. Once it's done well, and I think, Aaron, you're definitely hitting the nail on the head with regards to me, what true Caribbean fashion is and what true luxury is. So guys, that wraps up our rapid fire session with, again, Mission Catwalk winner, Aaron Moneer. Bye!